What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Brendon Burchard's book, High Performance Habits: How Extraordinary People Become That Way. The highest performing people in the world are not born with some extraordinary ability to succeed. And their success doesn't stem from having a specific type of personality. So then what makes extraordinary people extraordinary? This is the question that Brendon Burchard tackles in his book, High Performance Habits. He's a high-performance coach and personal development trainer that has worked with some of the most influential people in this world. This book presents his findings from his study spanning over 3 years with high performers from over 190 countries and figuring out what habits make them successful, what deliberate things they do in order to succeed. And thankfully for us, he has broken it down into 6 habits that have shown to be most effective when it comes to achieving extraordinary results and sustained success. The first habit is seek clarity. You need to get clear, have a vision, and set intentions about who you want to be and what skills you're going to need in order to get there. This means that you need to constantly ask yourself questions about who do you want to be, what skills do you need to get there, and how you want to interact and impact others around you, how you can serve others with a level of excellence. This is going to help give you a really strong sense of purpose. It's going to give you direction and focus because you know that the skills that you're working on are helping you reach the person that you want to be. By the way, I do have some notes because I couldn't memorize all of my notes, so I will be looking down, but bear with me. Burchard gives us some actionable items that will help us seek clarity. So first off, he says choose 3 core values that are central to your identity, to who you are or who you want to be. Then choose 3 words that describe how you want to treat other people. Next, identify 5 skills that you're going to need in order to get you to where you want to be. And lastly, pick 3 ways that you think you can add value to those around you, whether it be your friends, your family, your coworkers. Did you see my cat jump back there? Just choose how you can step it up with others. Second high performance habit is to generate energy. High performers have a positive outlook on life and they are both physically and mentally fit. So we are responsible for the energy that we bring to every situation in life, right? So Burchard says we need to choose joy and focus on positive thinking instead of falling into the trap of negative thinking. But how do we generate energy, especially right now when things are pretty crappy? Well, one of my favorite practices that I will be incorporating, and I already have started incorporating into my daily routine, is every morning ask yourself, what do you have to look forward to today? And it doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be your sister's wedding or, I don't know, moving to a new job. It could be as easy as trying out a new restaurant, or like for me today, the thing that I was getting excited about was going on a drive to pick a park to have a socially distanced birthday picnic. So it can be really simple. Neuroscientists have actually found that the anticipation of an event releases just as much dopamine, or the happiness hormone, as experiencing the actual event. So if you're anticipating something great, you're as happy as you are when you're experiencing said great experience. The other part of this is remaining physically fit. Neuroscientists found that regular exercise actually increases the production of neurons in the areas of the brain that are associated with learning and memory. Plus, it increases your mood and decreases your stress, so it's like win-win-win all around. And good thing for you, you do not need an Equinox gym membership in order to get in shape. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, especially because a lot of gyms are not open right now. I've posted a bunch of links in the description bar below to different YouTube accounts that have awesome free resources for you to start working on your fitness at home. It doesn't have to be hard. Number 3 is raise necessity. Burchard says that you can't become extraordinary without feeling like it's necessary for you to excel. You need to focus on the emotional drives that make your great performance a necessity as opposed to a preference. It helps if you ask yourself why you want to excel and who needs you to perform well? Why is it important that you perform well? And why do you want what you want? High performers also bring a sense of extra urgency to the work that they do, oftentimes in the form of an outside force or an outside obligation that just adds to their internal drive for success. This helps with their motivation and drive, and also their likelihood of reaching their goals. And it makes sense, right? If by performing at a higher level, you know that not only you, but your family will benefit, and I assume you love your family, you probably have a higher chance of actually performing at a high level, right? A big tip here is to set goals for yourself that are definitely in alignment with your 3 core values and the person who you want to become, because this is going to help your drive and increase your chances of excelling. So those first 3 habits Burchard categorizes as personal habits. These next 3 are what he calls social habits. And the first social habit is increase productivity. High performers avoid distractions and are great with their deadlines. This one is really hard for me. I know everyone always says that there's not enough hours in the day or not enough days in the week, but honestly, a lot of the times, if you just avoid distractions, you probably have more time than you realize. And for me, I know I waste a bunch of time doing things that are not on my to-do list. And it's not all about always being productive, but if you avoid distractions, you can probably get a lot more done during the day. Burchard says to learn how to separate the important work from the unimportant work. That way you're only spending time on the things that matter. So how do you do this? Something that should help you succeed is breaking things down. So think about where you want to be, who you want to be, right? And then break it down into 5 major steps you think you need to take in order to get there. Once you have those 5 steps thought out, break each one down into a bucket of smaller actions. Set deadlines for those and put them in your calendar. You're gonna need to get really freaking good at the skills that you think you need in order to get where you wanna be, but that's fine. If you set small but obtainable and yet challenging goals for yourself, then you're on the right track. If you have an obtainable finish line ahead of you, it's gonna be much easier for you to cross that finish line. Apparently my cat Murphy decided that she needs to be part of this video, so I'm just going to let it happen because she was raising hell. Anyway, the 5th habit is to develop influence. Now, Burchard isn't talking here about influencers in the way that you and I normally think when we hear that word nowadays. His point here is that high performers are appreciative, they are giving, and they are aware of what others need. High performers are also not afraid to challenge the people that they work with, and they also want to be challenged in return. 2 tips here are to be in a giving mindset and to ask others for help when you need it. Now, a giving mindset means be aware of the struggles and desires of other people, and if you're able to help them get to where they want to be, do that. And in return, whenever you need help, don't be afraid to ask it. Ask and ask often. So if you put these 2 together, having a giving mindset and also not being afraid to ask when you need help, you're going to really increase your ability to influence others. The 6th habit is to demonstrate courage. High performers take action despite their fears, and they openly share their ambitions with others. Despite what you might think, courage is learned. It's not something that you're either born with or without. The more you punch fear in the face, the easier it becomes. It's like a muscle. There's a few things that Burchard lists that can actually help us demonstrate courage in our lives. And the first one is really easy and straightforward. It's just to be honest and open and share your ambitions with other people, like out loud. The second tip, if you need a little extra nudge in acting courageously in life, is to find someone worth fighting for. So who is motivating you to act courageously? And the last tip is to honor the struggle, because nothing worth fighting for ever came easy, right? It's all about making sure that you have the right perspective, and instead of complaining about the challenges, see those challenges as room to grow. I know that was a lot of information, so to make it easy for you guys, I've put all 6 habits on a slide here. Go ahead and take a screenshot. I've also listed a few actionable items under each habit in order to make it a little bit easier for you to implement these habits into your life today. The main takeaway from this book that I got was that high performers are not born extraordinary. It's a steady and persistent practice that involves a conscious attempt to master certain habits that make them extraordinary. Which means you and I can become high performers too. We just have to make a conscious effort to implement the same habits into our life. The secret to becoming a high performer is not being born with a certain personality or having inherent gifts. It's about good habits and high confidence. As always, thank you so much for being here. Please remember that today is a great day to have a great day. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Click the button below to subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every Friday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Was Murphy? Be sweet to me. Ouch, Murphy. Raise necessity. Ow. That it's actually necessary. Ow, for you to accept. Murphy. Who needs you to perform? Ow, Murphy. She's gonna hurt me.